What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching today. My name is Savannah, and if you're new here, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. We are back in Tolly Zoo, which is our franchise mode zoo that we were playing on hard mode. I do have it paused here because there's a couple little notifications that I want to handle first and foremost before we jump in. But in our last couple episodes, if you missed it, we did finish up a few more details on our pygmy hippo habitat, a few more things around here to make it look just a little bit more like a finished zoo. I need to do some education boards here because I put in these little boards but I didn't put in an image for them, and we need to decorate our actual facility because that will really help with the scenery rating, as so many of you actually reminded me of last episode. So hopefully we'll get to that. But today I want to add the Asian elephant, and I was actually thinking of switching gears and going off in this direction for the Asian elephant, thinking of doing some sort of sunken down exhibit with a viewing platform that extends over, lots of rocks, and maybe a waterfall in the back. Because if we take a look, if we go to the Asian, is it Asian elephant? It's Indian elephant. I'm so sorry. It's Indian elephant, isn't it? Yes, it's Indian elephant, not Asian elephant. The Indian elephant, if we go there, we will see that they do like lots of tropical stuff. They need about 882 square meters, so that looks good, and they do need some water. So that I think will fit perfectly. Oh no! What a sad way to start off an episode with one of our little otters taking her very last swim. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, you died in the water. Oh. Is that normal? Oh. Okay, well, he loved to swim, I guess. That was our male, right? Yeah, that was one of our males. Let's look and see who we have in this habitat now. Just the son, is that right? Let's look at your stud book. Yes, so that is the son. So the mom, where'd you go, mom? The mom we can probably put on contraceptives and then adopt another mom. So let's go ahead. You're retired, so you're gonna live in here until you're done. Well, no, we can't really do that, huh? Because there's an alpha. There's an alpha. So we're gonna have to send you to the wild then. Yes, the wild. And then now that we have, somebody come get him. He's just floating in the water. Now we only have one male, so let's go ahead. Let's actually double check their group size real quick, because if I remember right, yeah. Okay, so they can have more than one male, more than one female. Let's go ahead and take a look at the giant otter and see if we can't get a couple more in. Giant otter here. Perfect. Let's see what we've got. Oh, okay, so only males. Well, we'll go ahead and get a male just so that he has a friend, because I don't want him to be lonely. So let's go ahead and get two, and we'll just have a male bachelor group for a while until we can find a female. But that way he's not below his group size and doesn't get lonely or anything like that. So that is taken care of there. What else? Okay, so that was the death notification there. More research is always awesome. Working away on those viruses. Let's actually go ahead and take you onto the leaf insect. Would be great, because we do need to start researching that so we can get a couple more things for their exhibits. Transport rides, awesome. I'll leave that as is. Anything over here? No. And Drew is in the park. Hi, Drew. I can't say hi to you really though, because that's been broken this whole time, but hello, welcome. Hope you enjoy yourself. So back to what I was talking about, in that I want to add the African elephants over here. We'll hit play. That way our little otters will go through their quarantine. Want to add the elephants over here, I think. I think that will be a really good addition because we've kind of gone into the park and gone right. I also wanted to take a look and make sure that we are doing loops here. So we want to make sure that's a loop. And then I thought somehow, ooh, what if we did like a boardwalk thing and we had guests go up and over this? I think that would be cool because I want to make this a little loop. I want to make this a little loop, and then this is already a loop going around here. So I think that would actually be great. Since this is all staff facilities, we'll have to go up and over quite a bit so that they don't have the negative impact, but I think that could be quite cool. And worst case scenario, we could always kind of translocate this over here or relocate this over here and have the path go through, but that way it's kind of a connecting loop. I believe the guests like that a little bit better. And then in real zoos too, they are always kind of built in little loops. Why are you stressed? You shouldn't be stressed. You have like all of this one-way glass everywhere you could possibly see, so you need to relax. Did the one come back? One of them got injured because they both grew up. Yes, you did come back. So go to storage so that you're not overcrowding. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at them right now. Ooh, they're both gold. So let's... That's awesome. Can I not... I can't. Oh, that's right. I have to go to this one here to rename them. I was going to say, let's rename them as storage so that we remember that they should be in the zoo and not get rid of them. Let's go ahead and say storage. Great. And storage. Great. So then hopefully these guys will continue to have babies, and then when they pass away, we can kind of just put them back in. My goodness, did we have babies over here? We sure did. Holy cow. All right, so lots of you guys need to leave. Lots and lots of you guys. We'll leave a male and a female. And all to the trade center with you. To the trade center with you. Great. God, it's like they go from 0 to 60 and then all of a sudden are all just peeved that there's not enough space. Give you no warning. More research is awesome. What else over here? Quarantine passed, ready to leave. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and get these guys moved into the habitat so that our one little otter won't be lonely anymore. Let's see. Let's go ahead and speed it up and get our little otter in here. We'll be able to see them running across here. Also, I think... Oh no, I did connect this here. Okay. I was thinking that it was only connected over there and that they have to run all the way around. But look, they already made it. Yay, otters! How cute are they? So adorable. The way they run is so funny. They're like worms. Or like, you know, when you do the worm, like the dance move, the worm, like inchworms. New animal. Oh, that's great. That's the giant otter. Perfect. I didn't realize that they called them a pack, but that's great. Okay, so I'm thinking we should not waste any time. We are doing phenomenal, you guys, on money here. If we go ahead and take a look at our profit, we're still in the green. Look at all of this cash that we have to spend. We're almost at 300,000. Yeah, I would say we were doing a-okay. And then today I'm thinking of making it just a little bit longer of a video. I asked you guys what you thought last time, and many of you guys said, really? Really, really, really? Goodness gracious. Who's diseased? Anyway, you guys didn't say that. You guys said that you wouldn't mind a longer episode. So I'll see how much time I have this week to get this one done, but I won't limit myself to 30 minutes, which means I may go a little crazy with the time lapse. Who knows? But yeah, I kind of want to pay attention to this little section over here and kind of expand out that away. So with it being sunny and everything, oh, we need to address that because you are going to get real angry real fast, aren't ya? Because aren't there mom, dad, and baby in this right now? Storage, but aren't you related to them? Yeah, you're related to them. Oh, that's right. Mom died. Oh, I totally forgot. Goodness. Okay, so go to the trade center with you. And then in here, we should only have... Yeah, we should only have the male in there. So if we go to our storage here. No, I'm sorry. Our list of animals here. Go to clouded leopard. Clouded leopard. Perfect. And go ahead and... What were your genes like? I don't even know. Can I not? Oh, well, we're just going to label you as storage since you're a baby. And let's go ahead and get another female and see if we can't get another female in. I don't remember if we checked or not, but we will check right now. Clouded leopard, if I knew my alphabet. There we go. Great. Confirm. Let's see. Wow. That is out of budget. Sorry, you're not getting a girlfriend yet. Too expensive. Just too expensive. More diseases. Wonderful. What's going on? Hungry and hungry. Why are you guys constantly hungry? Do they need... This is only a medium feeder, isn't it? That's probably the problem. Let's go ahead and grab... If we go to food, let's go ahead and grab the large one because they seem to be eating that one fairly quickly. So hopefully that will help. And let's go ahead and just call the keeper to the habitat. And then maybe they will get more food. I'm not quite sure if that will help, but hopefully that will help. Let me know if you have other suggestions. Okay, without further ado, no more distractions. We're going to pause that. We're going to get rid of this because we just solved it. We're going to jump into the time lapse. So let's get started. So I can officially say that it is a very productive time lapse. It starts off pretty frustrating with the pathing here. So like I mentioned before we got started, I really wanted to try to see if we could make this like a little boardwalk, like a raised path over the top of all of these staff facilities so that I didn't have to move them. But what I didn't want is I didn't want it to be a whole ton of stairs. I didn't want it to be really steep stairs. I wanted it to be like a gradual slope up, but not like the game's like 45-degree slope because I feel like that's really steep. I was going for just a little bit of realism here to kind of make it like a switchback, like back and forth, slowly, gradually going up, but there just wasn't enough space. So I fiddled with it for just a little while and then ultimately just decided that, you know what, it's easiest just to move the facilities out of the way, redo the pathing, and just connect it that way. That way our guests have loops that they can run, you know, around the otters and then again around where the flamingos are so that all the paths connect. And in the end, it does end up working really well. We'll have to double check towards the end of the episode. I double check on the Babarusas. I may have done that off camera. I don't quite remember now, but I realized that the Babarusa's the keeper hut, sorry, I was trying to think of what facility I was trying to talk about. The staff facilities for the Babarusa are quite far away because they utilize these ones, and now that I moved them back, they're even farther. However, I did connect the path up into a loop around the backside of the flamingo, so hopefully the keepers will be able to go that way as well. But something to keep an eye on because the Babarusas were having some problems. Now that I remember, I think it was when I was trying to take the screenshot that the Babarusas were yelling that they were hungry again. And I just don't think the keepers are going over there as quick as they could be. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But back to what we actually are working on. So if you did miss it, we did the majority of this enclosure on stream because you guys said you'd be really interested in a Tolly Zoo live stream. So we went ahead and did that. So we were actually very, very productive, and it is a bit longer of a live stream today because of that, because we did do most of this on stream. And so, I normally stream for 2 hours every Sunday morning. So that is the time we spent on this habitat. In addition to what I'm doing here is something that I actually did before the stream. So this was in addition to that 2 hours. So we got a good deal of stuff done. I would say this is one of the most complete habitats that I've kind of started and then also finished in an episode. So pretty excited for that. Not very often can I say that these are productive. I mean, I guess we're always productive to an extent, but like we were like super productive in this time lapse. So we end up having one male Indian elephant and 2 female Indian elephants because they were kind of very scarce to choose from on the workshop. Or not the workshop, the animal trading center. Yeah, the trading center. I do apologize. I'm going to be skipping over my words and maybe sounding a bit more tired than I normally am. It's because I am exhausted. I won't lie to you guys. I am so incredibly tired, and it's about 7 p.m. my time right now. And literally, as soon as I'm done with this voiceover, I've got to plug it into the episode, get it all scheduled, make sure it's all set on YouTube, and then I'm going to bed. Tonight is an early night for me. I spent all day yesterday at Disneyland, which was so much fun. I know those of you that do follow the channel or follow my other socials, you'll know that I was at Disneyland a couple weeks ago, but it was my parents' anniversary yesterday for 31 years of marriage, and my mom really wanted to spend the day at Disneyland, so I went with them, but we went from 9 a.m. till 9 at night, open to close, and so 12 hours at Disney really has me very, very tired, especially since it was followed up by today working a bit of an overtime shift at work. So really, really kind of exhausted, and at my end of the day, I don't have much more in me. So all I want to do is go to bed, but really wanted to get this episode out for you guys and not complaining in the slightest. I absolutely had the best day yesterday. It was so much fun, and so excited that I'm able to do that. I am very fortunate and very lucky to live so close and have been able to get tickets to go. But anyway, back to the build and what we're doing. I kind of see these Tully Zoo episodes, you know, I try to get them out every Friday as kind of like my weekly roundup with you guys, and these time lapses are kind of my time to chit chat and let you know what's going on with the channel, what's going on with the zoo. So for those of you that didn't see, we did take a look at a new little game. It's called Let's Build a Zoo. The first episode of the kind of beta testing is out on the channel right now, and when the full game releases, I 100% plan to do a little Let's Play series. Very, very excited about that one. So if you haven't seen that one yet, do be sure to check it out and let me know what you think. I think it's an adorable game, and I absolutely love the pixel art style for that. But other than that, not too much new going on the channel. I'm getting ready to start getting ready to start a new Sims Let's Play, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And then heading back just to refocus our attention here, because I realize now that I've gotten completely sidetracked from what we're actually doing in the build. We're working on the elephants' water area, so I really wanted to make sure that they had it had a really nice large area to play around in the water that was kind of the focus of the guest viewing area. So that was really the inspiration behind this, or I guess the goal. So that's what we're working on first, is we made a little like pond area. I ended up putting drains at the bottom because I completely forgot until I was on stream and was realizing, you know, I was like, this is so realistic, and then realized that there's nowhere for the water to drain when the keepers need to clean the pond. So we end up adding those at the end. The elephants do use it. They're able to go all the way down and kind of swim around and splash in the water. And so I'm very happy about that. We do surround it by hot wire, thinking that, you know, obviously we want to make sure that the elephants stay in place and that they're not playing with all this foliage that's kind of within reaching distance if they are swimming out in the water. So we put some hot wire down and kind of surround the water with that. And then we utilize that kind of same mentality going into the exhibit. So you'll notice as we go through this and as we build, we don't have any foliage really that's kind of planted in the enclosure itself. In the areas that the elephants can reach is all very bare. It's all just kind of rocks, enrichment items, and then their shelter, because elephants can be very destructive. So you don't plant anything down there that you don't want them to kind of ruin, I guess, pull at or push over or whatever they would do to it. So we do end up adding some trees because I'm not possibly capable, not at all, for making a habitat that doesn't have any foliage in it. It's got to have at least something. We kind of treat it like a backdrop rather than actual foliage in the exhibit. So we throw a couple trees, but then we make these little pillars that kind of are simulating the fact that they would keep the elephants away. In reality, the way that I built them is very much for looks. The elephants would easily be able to squeeze their trunks through what we built and kind of pull out the foliage that we planted. So in reality, not super realistic, but the idea is there, and you know, it looks good in my opinion. So that's kind of what I went with. The one thing I know we will have to change with this exhibit or alter is we will have to extend it. And I talk a little bit about it in the real time when we get back and done with the time lapse, but I did make it a little bit too small. Originally on the stream, I made it very big. Actually, we're getting into that now. So I make it really, really big at first, and then I end up shrinking it down, and then we end up adding like an elephant hut to it. And then it ends up being like just enough space for the 3 elephants that we put in there. But I want to make sure that we have room for babies, and the elephants can be in a herd up to like 30. So we want to make sure that we have the ability for the elephants to have babies, for us to keep the babies in the herd and expand. So I want to make sure that they have enough room. So we will end up expanding it in the areas that I kind of outline when we get done with this time lapse. But other than that, I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's fairly complete for a habitat in franchise mode. So I'm pretty happy with this. So yeah, so this, you can see I now shortened it and made it a lot smaller, and then I'm realizing like, oh yeah, oops, I excuse me, sorry guys. I need to make this a little bit bigger so that the elephants actually have room to make a little herd. But yeah, so we are going through the time lapse now. I kind of surrounded the whole thing with rocks and kind of use that as the backdrop, you know, thinking that that would be a very easy way to keep the elephants in, and then also an easy way to keep like the aesthetic, so giving the elephants the correct backdrop to their habitat, I guess, so that you don't see what's behind it, I guess, was my whole point and my goal in that, so that it kind of keeps them immersed in the kind of look of the habitat. You'll see I keep going back to the guest viewing area, and I do that quite frequently. Go back and look at how the guests are viewing the habitat, look at what their view is, to make sure that it's going to be a nice one. So keeping our sight lines in mind and all that kind of fun stuff. We're starting work on the elephant house right now, and I explained during stream my extreme dislike. I'm going to call it an extreme dislike because I feel like it doesn't deserve the word hate. I know I've used the word hate in the past, but I don't know, I'm trying to be nicer to things, I guess. So my extreme dislike of interiors played a role in this one. So we do put this door here, and it is simulated that it would like slide open, so you could bring the elephants back into the backstage area and then out onto display or out on exhibit when you needed to. But this would be like their back of house, like the elephant house area. However, because I really don't want to I don't want to do an interior. I've seen elephant house interiors that other people have done, and they look phenomenal. They really do, with all the bars and the sliding gates and the pulley system and the concrete and the this, that, and the other. They really, really do look amazing. I just don't like interiors. When it gets down to like the teeny tiny detailed stuff, it just takes me a long time and I get burnt out on doing it. So it's probably honestly because I'm just not that good at it and I don't have the patience to sit there and try and practice and get better. So what we do here is we put that door there, but because it's see-through, I go ahead and put these little bars here to make it look like there might be something in the building. So when you're looking from outside, you kind of get the idea of what would be in there. Maybe I could do a little bit more because I don't quite do enough to sell it, I guess. But maybe at a later date we can go ahead and revise that and add that. But that was the thought process behind that little building. Is it's really honestly just part of the backdrop is what it's meant to be. It's not supposed to be functional. It might be somewhere where I put some keeper facilities in the future. So putting a keeper hut, maybe another vet's office might be a good idea, because our only vet's office is up at the front of the zoo, and our zoo is getting big enough now where I feel like it might need another vet's office. So we might take a look at that. But you know, we'll see how it goes. All the facilities that are right next to this exhibit, I guess most of them could fit inside there as well. So that's a possibility, instead of adding a whole nother building, kind of save some space and whatnot. I'm trying to make sure that this zoo stays very efficient. We're doing really, really well on money right now. We're doing really, really well on all of our animals' welfare and all that kind of stuff. So I want to keep that going, because, you know, if money is not an issue, then we've essentially turned franchise mode into sandbox mode once all the research and stuff is done, and we can just fly with it from there, you know, keep going, keep adding, keep building, keep growing. So we'll see where it goes. But now we're getting into the part where we're making like the planter areas, kind of creating more of that backdrop that I was talking about. So I just utilize these rocks to make some planters and use the mulch to obviously make it look like it is a planter, so that it's got some dirt, some mulch in there. And then use that to put the plants in, so that as the guests are looking in, there's a very pretty backdrop and some foliage and things to make it all nice and neat and pretty looking. But then ideally, the elephants wouldn't be able to reach this. Now in this back part, I do add hot wire because it's kind of higher up. But then in the lower planters is where I utilize the bars for the habitat. And let me know, we can't always switch out the bars for the hot wire, but I just thought the bars added a little bit more detail, you know, than the hot wire, and kind of change it up a little bit so that it's varied from place to place, or from area to area in the exhibit. The one area in this exhibit that I do feel that's kind of boring really is the place under the structure, under their shade, their shelter structure, or behind it, or even the shelter itself. So maybe now that I'm really thinking about it, that might be an area of improvement as well, and we can definitely do that when we go to expand it. But yeah, so now we've moved on to placing and trying to find a location for the trees. Again, moving back to that guest area, so making sure that our sight lines are kept in mind. I really love that what is it, like tangled fig tree? What's it called? That tree that I'm using. Really love it. Been a staple throughout Tully Zoo because it just fits the aesthetic and everything so well. So utilizing that again, and then using some of those Brazil nut trees as the backdrop to break up the kind of boringness and give it something behind the building even, so that it looks like it's bordered by something. So, but yeah, so we don't have too much longer in the time lapse here, so I'm gonna let you enjoy just a little bit of it, a little bit of Planet Zoo music as well, and I'll catch you guys when I go back to, I almost said when I go live, when I go back to real time. We finish up just a little bit more of just kind of making sure all of our animals are happy and healthy and all that kind of stuff. It didn't end up being quite a long episode like I wanted it to be, but we'll aim for that for next week as well. But going to Disneyland really threw off my timeline, but not mad about it. Definitely a good way to spend my time. So very excited to have gone. But yeah, so I'll leave you guys with the very end of the time lapse here, and I'll catch you back in just a minute. So what a productive stream we had. I'm sure I talked all about it in the time lapse, but we completed our Indian elephant habitat on stream last week, and I am super happy with how this one has come out. We may potentially need to extend it. I'm thinking maybe out this way or possibly out this way a little bit further, because right now the first thing I wanted to do was just triple check the welfare. I guess we can hit play here. I think hopefully it'll stop raining very soon. But welfare looks good for these guys, but what concerns me is this right here. So when we do end up getting babies, we are right on the edge of not having enough space. So I'll say definitively is we'll probably extend it out here a little bit and out here a little bit. Or maybe even possibly make this an interior that the elephants can go in. I'm not quite sure because they can have a group up to like 30 elephants or something like that. So we 100% will probably need more space. But I'm very happy with how this has come out thus far. So we have our cute little Indian elephants here. This is the first time I've ever had these guys in the game. So I'm super excited to add them to Tully Zoo. Oh, you're gonna lay down and have a nap. So I will be so excited when eventually we do get babies. But what we do need to do here is let's go to habitat and let's go to whatever these guys are, Indian elephants here, because they need some food. I did not put down a feeder for them. So let's go ahead and throw the feeder right there, I think is a perfect place. And then I did throw in some enrichment, right? Yeah, because I was checking their welfare, right? So enrichment, yeah, is good. Awesome. So let's take a break from these guys and double check before we wrap up the episode here. These jaguars, man, I do not know what to do with them because, I mean, it's one-way glass right here. What else do you want? I don't understand. Unless for some reason, let me see. For whatever reason, is it like counting that since this is null barrier, is it for some reason counting that like maybe people can somewhat see like through the corner there, I guess? Maybe? Wait, don't do that. I just want this part. Let's see. That's like my only guess is that it's somehow glitching through the edges. If they're really that picky about it, I guess. So let's do that and see if that potentially helps. Because now, even if these aren't here, that should be all surrounded. So let's just see if that helps. I don't even know where the jaguar went anymore. But oh no, that's right. I noticed this during stream and I was like, it's okay. I'll deal with it next time. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Why do you guys have to have so many at the same time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 baby tortoises. Is 9 too many tortoises? So I actually thought about this a little bit, and what we might do is relocate one of these tortoises, or maybe both of these tortoises. You think that we make a better, nicer tortoise area, maybe like right over here? I mean, that's kind of a weird area to make a tortoise area in. I wonder what we could do. Let me know. So I'll deal with that next time, or maybe in a future episode. I mean, we'll have to deal with the welfare problems sooner rather than later because that is a lot of unhappy Galapagos giant tortoises. Why are you still hungry? Anyway, let me know what you think because, or maybe we just do like a tortoise area off here, right? That might look kind of cool. Do a little tortoise area there and then we bring in something new for right here. That might be a good idea. Maybe a newer animal. I think that's my favorite option. But let me know what you guys think, because I am trying to expand the zoo out this way since we did so much expansion this way. But that might work. Let's see. Let's check the vet research. We've got lots of vet research. Awesome. Mechanic research. We have East Asia theme. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. So aside from some very unhappy Galapagos tortoises, we've got pretty much everything wrapped up for today, and I am very happy with how this is coming out here. I think this is coming out really, really nice, and maybe we'll do some shade structures for this. Obviously, this needs to come in and like meet the path so it doesn't look so blank and unfinished, but I am super happy with their little water area and just the overall look of this habitat. Ooh, excuse me. Overall look of this habitat really, really makes me happy. Oh, look how muddy he is. Jeez, their poops are giant. I've never played with the elephants in games, so like that is a massive piece of poop. My goodness. It's gonna clog the little vacuum when they go to pick that up. Anyway, I am, like I said, super, super happy with this. Let me know what you guys think, but next time I do think we'll address the tortoises. We kind of have to, otherwise they might riot, and add another new animal. I don't know what yet, so maybe suggestions for another smaller animal that doesn't get stressed easy, because now I kind of refuse to put any easily stressed animals in the zoo after dealing with the jaguars for so long. But yeah, let me know what you think. As always, if you did enjoy, do leave a like. It very much helps me out here on the channel, and subscribe to see more so you don't miss out on any future content. And until next time, I will talk at you later. Bye!